the greenhouse and I wanted to show you one of the new berries that I wanted to try this year. Strawberries have such a short season window if you're harvesting in May, and I wanted to try a new berry called Wonderberry. This is a variety that is an heirloom variety. It's over 100 years old. Luther Burbank was the breeder that developed this plant. And I wanted to try it again because I wanted to try a berry and have something interesting to grow in the garden. Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you my disaster. I had a tragedy of all times. I was busy as life happens, and my daughter said, "Mom, I think I see a little worm on our plant." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go check it out." 3 days later, I finally get out to the garden, and my Wonderberries plants were stripped. The leaves were stripped, everything was taken off, and I had tomato hornworms. They are beautiful little creatures, but I did not want them on my plant. As you can see, I have pictures of my plant. It was stripped clean. I hand-picked 55 tomato hornworms off of this plant series. It was very easy to find these hornworms because they had stripped the plant way down and you can see nice big plump hornworms on there. But if you're doing the correct method, if you're growing your Wonderberries in the garden, the best way to do is to look at your plants. Again, check for pests. So one way to do this is to get down in your plant and look underneath. You'll want to look on the stems of the plant, underneath the leaves, turn it over, see if you have any pest issues going on. You can see these leaves are nice and clean. There's no pests, there's no worms, there's no aphids going on. But if you're starting to see a little damage, you want to make sure that you're checking them to just make sure that everything looks clean and that everything is growing nicely. I thought this plant was going to just give up and be devastated. Fortunately, as you can see, this plant has rebounded, and it actually is, even as you can see, at maturity, it is supposed to be 2 foot tall. This one is absolutely almost 3 foot tall, and it's actually spread out. So it's branched out and become very lush and full, as you can see. This is a plant, though, that is probably not for beginners. This is for your more advanced growers, not because of needing any help, but you have to be very careful. This plant is in the solanaceous family, which means that if you try to pick these berries, the problem is that when they are at this stage, they are poisonous. So this is not one that you would want around small children or individuals that weren't aware of what they should be harvesting. What you want to do is wait until they become the purple berry, and you will want to harvest them when they easily pull off. This is one that you can harvest, and this is one that is okay to eat. They have kind of a blueberry type of texture. You can see though that they have multiple seeds. So this is definitely one of those, it almost has like a grape-like skin to it. It has multiple seeds to it, but this is whenever you can actually eat this berry. What they use them for is jellies and jams. As you can see, it's gonna make multiple fruit that you can utilize. But you just want to make sure that you're harvesting at the correct stage. Do not harvest the green berries, harvest when they're like this, and then you have multiple berries that you can go ahead and collect and use, like blueberries in your jams and jellies. And you can see they get to be very, they'll bush out. So if you have the damage like I had and it gets away from you, you can see how nice they bush, and you can see all the berries that they're going to produce down on the stem. They have multiple berries and multiple flowers throughout, so you're going to be able to harvest this multiple times throughout the season.